If you're in a place where you know you want to change your relationship with alcohol, but you don't want to go to AA meetings, call yourself an alcoholic, fight the urge with willpower, the 10 things that I'm going to break down for you in this video will change the game. I know for a fact they'll change the game because I struggled to stop drinking for close to 10 years. I was binge drinking, I've thrown up blood on a computer, alcohol's destroyed my entire life. But 7 years ago, I did the very 10 things that I'm going to break down for you in this video, and my life has never been the same. I stopped drinking and I haven't looked back. I've had no desire to drink. And not only have I done this in my own life, but I've managed to replicate this with close to 500 clients in my coaching company. I'm the founder of soberclear.com, and we work with business people and high-level professionals, and we help them get control of their drinking as well. The 10 things I'll break down for you today are the very same 10 things that I talk to all of my clients about. And I don't want you to be one of the 90-something% of people who fail to stop drinking. What I want you to do is fix this problem once and for all and never look back. I want you to gain so much momentum in your life that alcohol is irrelevant. You don't think about it, you just live your life, you're going in the right direction, and alcohol was just a thing of the past. It's an afterthought. That is the goal of this video. That's where we're going to get to. So let's dive into the very first thing. When you stop drinking, the first few days are probably going to be uncomfortable. You may feel energy fluctuations, right? You might feel tired. Your sleep is probably going to be pretty bad. Not only that, but you might have some level of withdrawal, which usually feels a little bit like a flu-like symptom. During the first few days, you might have a lot of thoughts about drinking. And how you approach these first few days is mission critical, because the mindset you have during the first few days is going to be the foundation that you build everything else upon. Now, are there people that need to go and get medical help with alcohol? Of course. Most of the population are fine, but at the same time, most people who've stopped drinking alcohol will feel some level of withdrawal, some level of discomfort. And you have two options here. So you either go through the first few days and beat yourself up and think, man, this sucks, I'm a loser, I can't believe I feel so bad. Or you do the opposite. You feel discomfort and you use this to remind yourself that okay, we're making progress. Okay, wow, I feel terrible. I can't sleep. I'm anxious, but that is a good sign. My chemicals in my brain are starting to rebalance. My liver is starting to heal. Okay, I feel bad, but this is good. I'm moving in the right direction. And I know this sounds simplistic and almost stupid, but trust me, it makes all the difference. Because if you decide to feel positive through those first few days, once you're at the other side of it, you feel relief. You're like, all right, let's get into it. Let's get busy with our life. But if you're negative and then you start to feel better, then that negativity is probably just going to continue. So stay positive. Get through it. It will get better, but expect some discomfort. Now, the second thing that you want to do after stopping is to pick a North Star goal. Then what you want to do is look for the 3 goals that will improve your life the most. And you might have this list of goals, and it might be to run a marathon, it might be to make $1 million, it might be to, I don't know, take your family on a round the world trip. And you've got to look at these 3 goals and ask yourself, of these 3 goals, which one would just make everything else irrelevant? For a lot of people that stop drinking alcohol, they know they've got to tackle health. They know that if they drop the weight, they start feeling better, they're exercising, they're going to have the energy to then tackle everything else. For others, it might just be money. They just might need to focus on their career, focus on their business, invest more, and enjoy a healthy retirement. But when you can tackle one goal for, say, 90 days, 6 months, a year, and you know that that goal is going to spill into all the other areas of your life, the question is why wouldn't you make that a focus? So pick one area, go all in, and start making that momentum. Which leads me to the third thing, which is linked. So let's say you've just gone through that exercise and you've picked your goal. Here is the most important next step. If you do this, you're going to succeed. If you don't do this, I promise you, you're going to put this on a shelf, you're going to forget about it and just, I don't know, watch Netflix all day. Once you've picked that area, once you've found the goal, immediately, without any second thought, take the first step. For somebody that wants to get healthy after they've stopped drinking alcohol, maybe they need to go and find a trainer in their local area, get on a meal prep program, whatever. There might be 20 things you've got to do, but just do the first thing. Call the gym, pay for your gym membership, book in with a trainer. Maybe there's a big business task that you need to fix immediately to reach your goal of investing an extra $1 million in the stock market. I don't know what your goal is, but whatever that first step is, even if it's 10 o'clock at night, just do something that goes in that direction. See, when people stop drinking alcohol, they often wait for some miracle. Like, oh wow, after 3 months, I'm going to feel great. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to be this happy non-drinker that... Listen, it doesn't work like that. The thing that gives you certainty with not drinking alcohol is, number one, is you got to make a decision to stop. You got to change your paradigm, build a new worldview, and then just start living your life, but start taking action in the right direction. If you sit around and just make stopping drinking the focus of your life, nothing's going to change. Yeah, sure, you'll feel a bit better, you'll have more energy, you'll sleep better. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but is it really the most effective use of your time? If you ask me, what you want to do is start taking action, and then a month passes, 2 months passes, 3 months passes. After around 3 months, you forget the pain, right? You forget how bad things were to make you stop in the first place. And when you make stopping drinking the focus of your life, it's like, well, why am I even bothering? But when you've made, say, health your focus or business a focus, you've made progress in 3 months. You're like, oh, the clothes, they're fitting better. My old clothes fit. Or you pull out your bank and, oh, there's 100 grand there now. Then, when that thought of drinking comes into your head, which it will, you think, how could I even think of drinking? I just want to keep going. So start taking action ASAP. So number 4, this is something I get all of my clients to do, but I've just told you that the pain of drinking will go away. That will happen. For some people, that happens in a month. For some people, it happens in a couple of weeks. For others that have caused damage to family members, to spouses, to children, for some that have damaged their health quite badly, this process of healing can take a little bit longer. But eventually, your wife forgives you, the blood work is looking good again, the clothes are fitting good, you're feeling better, and you almost forget what it was like when you were drinking. So one of the best things that you can do is, as soon as you stop drinking, even better if you do it before you stop drinking, is just write down why you're committed to making this change. And be negative in this list. If you think you're going to die in 10 years, write it down. Don't ignore these things. If you're worried that you're going to get a divorce in the next 3 years if you continue on this path, put it down. Because once the pain goes away, you need to be reminded of these things. Because you'll forget, right? Life goes on. Things get better. Things start looking up again. And generally speaking, long-term, pain is a pretty bad motivator. It's good to get you going, but overall, it's not really the best way to motivate yourself to do things. Just running away all the time from bad things. It's so much better to go towards something, but at the same time, we don't want to forget the pain. We don't want to structure our life around it like they do in Alcoholics Anonymous. I mean, if you want to do that, it's up to you. To me, it makes no sense to just talk about the bad things all of the time. Listen, there's a time and a place, don't get me wrong. And this is why in my program, in the Sober Clear program, we don't do this past focused stuff. We don't talk about not drinking. It's purely focused on building a better quality of life. If you want more information on the program, if you're a business owner, a professional, and you want help stopping drinking alcohol, you can just click the link down below. You can watch a short video and then you'll be able to book a call to speak with me or a member of my team. And we can just figure out if it could be a good match for you. There's no hard selling or anything like that. So again, you can click the link down below for information on that. The 5th thing that you want to do, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, but you'll see why it's effective, but whatever you do, don't hide from alcohol. Let's say you've got a hobby. Let's say you play golf, and that is just a natural part of your hobby. I promise you, if you just stop going to the golf course, stop answering the calls from your friends, and you hide from alcohol, despite it being just a natural part of that hobby, what you're communicating to yourself is that you've made a sacrifice. What you're basically saying is all the people that are drinking and playing golf are having a great time, and you're the odd one out. You need to flip that. You need to see the other people around you drinking and remember that they would do anything to be in your position. If they could wave a magic wand and never think about drinking again and it's just out of their life, I'm pretty sure that most people are going to wave that wand. So embrace these things, but just remind yourself that what they're doing is adding no value to the event, to the thing, to the hobby. There is nothing to gain from putting a poison in your body. It doesn't enhance anything. It does nothing for you. And as long as you've got that mindset of conviction and you know what alcohol is, don't hide from it, whatever you do. When I stopped drinking alcohol, I was living in Bangkok. I was there for a month. Me and my best friend, we were going out playing pool every single night. And guess what? We were out till 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's hammered. Everybody's drinking. Sometimes somebody from England would come into Bangkok and I'd go meet them. They were probably going to drink. I didn't care. It's like I couldn't even see it. And every time I'd do something where I'd probably have drank in the past, all it did is increase my conviction that I wasn't going to drink. Most people think it's going to be the other way around, but it's not true. Which leads me to the 6th point. And whilst you're doing this, whilst you're embracing relationships, socializing, not changing too much, you need to stay conscious of what alcohol is. So the foundation of my mindset and this YouTube channel and my coaching program is being able to logically see alcohol as ethanol, as poison, as something that creates acetaldehyde in your body, which is 20 to 30 times more toxic than the alcohol itself, as something that is carcinogenic. It'll put you in a coffin early. But a problem is that is one worldview. I'm giving you that worldview. Every time you come on this channel, you're going to hear me push this, but I'm combating billions and billions of dollars that is spent on alcohol marketing every single day of your life. I'm combating all the people that are around you that think drinking is a good thing. And I'm also combating people that tell you that you need to go to meetings and rehab or willpower. So staying conscious of these ideas isn't so easy. One of the big things that I struggled with is I might be around somebody that was good looking, successful, in great shape, had a great relationship, had a great life, and I might see that person and they drink. And I might think, damn, like if they can do it, then maybe I could do it. And these days, no. I don't feel that way at all. I wish somebody would offer me $100,000 to drink 1 pint of beer, just so I could prove to everybody that there's nothing that could get me to drink alcohol, because I know that drinking is a chain reaction that never ends, and I've broken it. And the consequence of drinking is far too great. It ain't worth the money. So you need to remain aware. You need to see alcohol for what it is, and it will make everything so much easier. Number 7, when you stop drinking alcohol, don't think all your problems are going to go away like that. I don't want to sound too negative there, but when you drink alcohol, you will have bad days. They're coming. Family members can die. Crises can happen. When you don't drink alcohol, you may have some of the hardest days of your life. But you know what? That's life. Life is up and down. The problem is that whenever we feel some negative emotion is when we've drank for a long time, is we can immediately think, I don't feel great. Then what comes up in our head? Escapism, right? I'll just have a drink and then it will just numb me out, smooth things away. But guess what happens? You wake up the next day, the problem's still there. And in fact, now you feel a bit more anxious, you're a bit more on edge, you feel even worse, you're not showing up properly for your family, for your work. See, one of the biggest things you'll need to accept when you don't drink alcohol is when bad things happen, you got to deal with them. But the beautiful thing here is that when you don't drink, you can deal with them. You've got the energy, you've got the clarity, right? You're feeling better, you feel more confident, your self-esteem goes up. So dealing with these things is so much easier. The 8th thing that you need to do after stopping drinking alcohol is you also need to know that change takes time. You got to have quite a lot of patience. There's a lot of people on the internet that are like, oh, I stopped drinking alcohol and then 30 days later it was like a miracle. But then another person might have stopped drinking alcohol and a wife still won't talk to them, right? They're still living in a motel. Another person might have done damage to a child. They stopped drinking alcohol. Child still doesn't want to talk to them. For others, they might have stopped drinking for 3 months. They might have lost a tiny bit of weight, even though they know they need to lose weight and get healthy. And we got to be careful here, because if we're not patient, what do? Well, we think, what's the point of this? Nothing's changed. Which is why you got to go back to the North Star goal and taking that massive action. But you got to know that this is going to take time. As long as you don't put that poison back in your body, you are doing yourself the best thing that you could ever do. You are doing something that will increase your life expectancy, that will set a better example to your family. Good things are happening even if you can't immediately see them. I promise you. It will get better, but if the results aren't there super fast, just stick with it, stay patient, good things will come. So the 9th thing that you want to do when you stop drinking alcohol is stop counting the days. The day that you decide to get on this journey is the day that you're no longer a drinker. You might have heard this in popular stop drinking books, Alan Carr's book, but it's absolutely mission critical. When you think that the longer that you go without drinking alcohol, the more of a non-drinker that you are, in my eyes, you're still keeping alcohol on a pedestal. I don't know the date that I stopped drinking alcohol. I'm sure I could go and find it. It's on some old phone somewhere, but I don't care. The day I said, I'm done, I was done, and I meant it. So what difference does it make if I'm 2 days sober or 2 years sober? It made no difference. The differences were only in my personal life, right? When I started feeling better, when I started going to the gym more, when I started working on my business, moving countries. That's what I measured my results by, not by how long I'd stopped drinking alcohol. Who cares? You want to measure yourself by what is going on, what changes you're experiencing, how much action you're taking in the right direction. That's such a better measurement. So don't bother counting the days, just move forward and just measure the wins instead. And the 10th thing you want to do after stopping drinking alcohol is find help. Listen, you don't need to do this on your own. Can you? Yes. Can you succeed on your own? Yes. But the chances are far lower. Right now, I'm accepting new clients in the Sober Clear program. We use a scientifically validated approach that gets a 96% success rate. If you want information on that, go to Google Scholar and search Sober Clear System. But we help our clients change their paradigm, where alcohol becomes totally irrelevant, and then purely use coaching to build a better quality of life. There's no labels, there's no willpower, and for most people, there are no cravings. I know that sounds hard to believe, so just click the link down below, watch that next video, and then we can schedule a call and see if the program could be a good match for you. And if you click the video on the screen now, I'm going to give you one of my biggest guides ever created on how to stop drinking alcohol, so definitely click this one next.